Do you know what these are? If you do know what these are, then you know where I'm going with this. As I've mentioned before, my videos are rather graphic in nature. So if you suffer from trypophobia, you may want to turn away now. Okay, I have a list of items here that I've collected. Everything that I'm going to need for this application. We have makeup brushes here, sponges, of course my favorite, liquid latex. I love it. And the more blood, the better. Okay, we've got hair, we got some bruising, makeup that I'm going to use in this. I don't mind telling you that if you plan on doing this particular application, be prepared for it being a while. Okay, it's going to take a while to do it right. Okay, I'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll get started. In my face, know where I want to do it at. Okay. Make sure your face is nice and clean for everything to work really good. Now what I've done is I prepared 5 of these lotus type seed pods. And what I want to do is I've dipped them all in liquid latex. This kind of seals those in there and also gives it a shiny wet look, which is really cool. You may want to also take something and maybe go in there and actually poke holes in where you'll be able to actually see through it. Watch the back of them though, because they are kind of like a coconut husk inside there. I cleaned them out as best as I could. So I may just want to try, a few and make sure they fit right. You're going to take your spirit gum adhesive and you want to start applying that liberally around where the pod is going to go. So I'm going to do that, and be sure don't get this in your eye, rough stuff. I'm just going to go all the way around my eye here. No breaching my nose. You may also want to take some tape and try to protect your eyebrows if you have hairy eyebrows like I do. I have some of that here as well. Tape just a little bit. And put it over your eyebrow. Not going to matter much because it's going to be covered up by the pod anyway. And also the spirit gum adhesive will help it to stick better too. And what you do is you'll continue with the spirit gum adhesive. Stuff is really good, by the way. Smear it all over it. You want to wait until it gets nice and tacky. If you could just bear with me because this is only my second video I've ever put together, so. If I make mistakes, I'm sorry, but all this I do basically on my own. I'm self-taught, but I get an idea in my head and it works. Always turns out good. You see my picture of my gunshot wound in my face. I'll be covering that video as well here shortly. I'd like to try to put out a video every 2 weeks or whatever. So let's pick out one of these. Now, like, if you break one, when you're trying to, I cut the back of them off But if you break one, that's fine. Like I have pieces of one here, and you can actually add pieces to your existing piece on your eye. Like I broke this one right here, cleaning it off. See, look at the back of them. The inside of them are nice and husky, like a coconut. But see, there's holes here, and it actually helps you see through it. Make sure you don't poke yourself in the eye with any of the husk right there. Pre-fit it, whatever, just kind of get a glimpse of how you want this thing to work. Around the bridge of your nose. Oh, man, hold on a second. Okay. What I've done now is I've actually taken toilet paper and going around the circumference of the eye and even into the crevices here on the bridge of my nose. Looks kind of silly now, I realize that, but this is also going to add to the texture of the skin being boiled up, bubbled up, whatever. And when you add the coloring and the makeup and the blood and the gore and all that, it's really going to look bad. It's really going to look good, okay? So I've got liquid latex on this, more or less just as adhere it into place. I've got a little gap right here. Cover that in with black. I got some black zombie blood you can stick in there, let it just drool out in your mouth or whatever. In case you're wondering, I can't see perfectly through this. There's some holes in there. It's not bothering my eye at all. Now it looks kind of thick right in here, but that's going to add to the effect here with the toilet paper. A bubbled up skin. It's infected, it's blistered, it's bulging out of my head. Really going to do a lot for the effect, okay? So what I'm going to do now is let this adhere a little bit. Make sure you get the liquid latex off your fingers, because this is stuck to my face, but it is sticky and it could come off. You're going to be very careful with it. Occasionally just take it and push it on your face. It's really going to come together now for me. But I got right here on the bridge of my nose. And what I'll do is liquid latex actually causes the toilet paper to shrink up. And if you put it on the flat part of your skin, it can actually make it look like wrinkled skin. Really, really good. So I love liquid latex. Can't get enough. Okay, what I've done now is I went on and added some color to it. Up to and includes some black spray paint. Not really spray paint, but hairspray. Just to cover up the whiteness of the toilet paper a little bit more. I took some Day Radiance brown makeup, courtesy of my buddy's girlfriend. Gave me a lot of old makeup she didn't use anymore. And what I did was I simply just took it, and it's a cream base, one finger, and I just simply actually all the way around that toilet paper. You want to cover it up as much as you possibly can. You want to make it blend as much as you possibly can into your face, up to the point where you can't see any edges, and also adds to the bruising effect as well. I can't see on this side to actually see if I got covered up or not. But what I'll do is I'm going to add just a little bit more color to it anyway. You don't want this all solid black. You want it oozing red and greens and yellows and things like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some red and just kind of highlight the edges of it a little bit with my finger. And you can't hardly see it now, but I've also got some fake blood. I'm going to go over with it too. But I want this entire area to look infected, so I want to glop this red on really thick. splotch on it all over. And for some of this white makeup, white toilet paper still showing, it's really adhered to my face really well. I'm going to go over that with more my black cream makeup I have. And I've also got some red cream makeup I have also that's going to help with this as well. The blood and all. Actually, here where I need to go to. It's kind of confusing right now. Matter of fact, when you first do this, you may be overwhelmed by what you've undertaken here, but I can assure you that it's really, really gonna look good when you're done. This is my first time actually, utilizing this. I want to make it look as cool as I possibly can. With the browns and the reds all the way around the edges and all, it will eventually begin to look like it's bruising. Massive bruising is what you want. Massive bruising also is an infection. So you want it to look like really, really horribly infected, bulging out of your face. That's why I have this big piece right here. Get my, just have some red over here. I guess both today is nice, right? Yep. Fantasy FX or effects. Take this stuff here, man, and just be liberal as you possibly can with it. Dot on the finger and just go all over your face with it, especially around the edge where you can't see and all that. You want to smear it down, as in blood running on your face, dripping on your face, dripping on your face. Again, this will be covered up by liquid blood that I have, fake blood that I have. On the actual lotus part too. Can't really tell if it's looking good or not. Completely covered up. But when you do this for someone else, then you're actually applying the makeup to another person. I'm not used to doing it by myself. I'm used to putting it on somebody else where I can actually see better what I'm doing. This is March and nobody wants to play Halloween. making. You can never have too much blood. Gore, whatever. All this is going to do is accent the actual shape of the part of the face. Yellow effects. Red and yellow make what color? Orange. And then orange. And so dip the yellow on there. And just small areas. Then I'll come back with more dark and the yellow, then we'll smear it out with good greasing. Yellow, tap it on your fingers and go in your face. Just all around the side there. Now you can see better than I can, but I'm going to smear it pretty good. Then you want to smear it out, bruising. You're trying to make infection, trying to make bruising. I'm going to blend all this together with more and more color. That looks like kind of crap right now, but eventually get it, I promise you. Now I'll take my little brush here. Like my hands out here. Bit of paper. I see a white spot right there. Uh-oh. That happens. Always a very safe bet. Tap it on there. Okay. And tap it up. My whole head is infected with this massive, bulging, nasty looking. If you got trypophobia, which I do, it can be kind of hard to look at after a while, but you know. Even looks like skin peeling off right there. Ooh. I'm going to take a little bit of adhesive here. Put it on here. Stick on a little bit better. I have something. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some black in here, cover up some of the other visible spots where the toilet paper was and all. Or if you want to, if you'd like, you can just kind of take that off and just color it in. Okay? But the more toilet paper, it looks like flesh adhering to the wound itself and bulging out of your face. So I'm going to try to save this if I can. With some black cream paint, which I thought I had, but apparently I don't. It's okay, I got black zombie blood, and I'm going to drip all this all in there. This will be coming all the way around it, down my face. So, I'll be right back. Okay, what I've done now is I've actually added color to it. You can see I blow my nose open. We've got the toilet paper hanging down and kind of looks like rotted flesh hanging down. I've also taken the liberty to heat up maybe a couple of spaghetti strands. Okay, I've cut them up and they're going to be maggots coming out of here. Okay, so let me get that. Just like spaghetti, these little small ones and all that. They should be more lip than they are, but they're not. Maybe I should make them in the water. And I'll just stick them in there. I hope and pray to God it works. And my fingers are too sticky, I believe. And just put some glue on there. Stick it in there. It'd look better if they were limp. They've gotten hard again. And what I'll do is, and this looks awful dry right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, when I'm done with it, all the coloring and the blood and all that, I'm going to spray it down with some cooking spray up there I got on top of the refrigerator, and it'll make it look wet. You want it to look wet and nasty all the time. One thing about working with makeup is you will get your fingers sticky and all that. You can't do a damn thing with it. No matter where you put those worms at, they're all the same. And notice how at the base of the worms is red. That's blood coming out of your face as they're eating their way through your face. I said, I'm a lot better at doing it on other people than myself, so bear with me, please. Okay, this did not stick really all that well to my face. As a matter of fact, it's coming off again as we speak. I don't know what to do about that. It could be too big. It's probably not properly fitted to my face. But the more you put on here, especially liquid latex, it will actually give the appearance of going above the wound itself. Here, I hope it does. Now on my nose, kind of like that. I told you I was going to try to cover up that white toilet paper by my left nostril there. What happened was I tried to do that and it tore. Well, I still had color on it. Now it looks like a piece of my flesh is actually just rotted away, and here's, you can't even see my nose in there. So I'm going to add to that effect by adding black zombie blood and red blood together, and I'll be just pouring out around my eye, the worms, and everything else. And once I do that, I should be just about done. And I hope that adheres to my face right. Okay. Get a close up of my nose there. If you can. I don't know if you can actually see it really good or not, but it looks like my nose is blown away or eaten away by this parasite on my face. It's cool. Nose just right. Some yellows in there again. Some purple. Okay. But you can't screw this up. The more color you add and all that, you want to spread it and spread it and spread it down and spread it down all around. A little more yellow here, just a tad bit more yellow, fingertips. And just tap it around there. All the way around the wound itself. And we're going to come back, and it's not sticking again in my face. Damn. Okay. And what happened now is, we take the yellows, push it back on your face, right, and do a full shot anyway. And do that. All the way down, all the way down. Now what I'm going to do now is, let's go ahead and always save cooking spray. I'm going to spray this all over the wound itself and having a wet appearance to it. Hopefully it doesn't work. Is it wet?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Yeah. That's all right. It didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. It's all right. toilet paper or paper towel. You'll see. Just don't kill my worms off. One fell already. Damn it. Okay. Like I said, you can't screw this up. Now we'll take our red blood, vampire blood, and this is where the fun starts. Because you're going to take this and more or less what I'm going to do is take some paper towels and just wrap it like this right here. Button it up. If you take this and dip it in this container, it'll become so saturated it'll start falling off in chunks on your face. You notice that in my picture of my blown out eye, I got chunks of flesh, but that's what this is. Blood and toilet paper together. Wrap it up really good, and while you can, you'll use it to just dab all the way around it. Just dip it in there. Looks like real blood. Cool. And again, you can't screw this up. Just dip it all over. You want to get around the edges because it's bleeding actually through all the way around the edges of it. And then eventually it'll start falling off in chunks. Or if you need to, just put a chunk in there. The glue is good here, isn't it? All right. And it will stay. Face piece ain't staying there, but it goes. All over it. Okay. It's all over it. That's coming off. Damn. Okay, I'll try this again, obviously, some other time. That's not the way I wanted it to come out and all that. I wanted it more of yellows and greens, everything, but you get the general idea. If you can at least get it to stick in your face properly, which I could not do, I probably want to go ahead and air this one. The eyes made my nose was blown out. Okay. Squeeze the blood anywhere it wants to go on the side. Or better yet,